Manager Kim is really, really interesting, but it's also really, really freaking hard. So I read like the first 80 or so chapters of Manager Kim, where he's trying to save his daughter and stuff like that. And my initial thought that Manager Kim Prime could probably beat Gun and Goo. That was my initial thought. I was like, because he seemed like the one above all type, where he's just like so strong, that he's almost limitless, right? But after reading Manager Kim, I'm not sure how to rank him, right? There's a few problems here. There's a few problems. Problem one, he's fighting people with guns and winning. We never really see Goo and Gun do that, but I can't really doubt that they've done it considering they pull up to battles 2v100, like, or 1v100 and don't really care. And we know Goo uses weapons except guns because obviously I think he likes fighting. So it's really interesting here because the scaling is unclear in a way, right? Because we haven't seen both of them fight the same opponent at max peak. Even now we haven't seen peak Manager Kim yet, right? Because when he gets captured, I don't think he's quite peak yet. I think he reaches peak somewhere after that when he becomes, the best assassin, whatever, in the world, whatever, in Korea, you know. He's actually from North Korea, which is interesting. And he gets sent to South Korea and gets captured and becomes a Southern Korean agent, secret agent, basically. But Manager Kim's techniques are insane. We know that his friend is insanely OP. But the problem is, Gun and Goo, we haven't seen either of them go all out. They might have gone all out against each other, but we never see the fights. We just see the conclusion, and it's always a stalemate. And then with Manager Kim, even in his own story, he's kind of a softie. He's supposed to be this person willing to kill, but when he reaches the guy that captured his daughter and tried to murder his daughter even, he doesn't take the action you'd want him to take. Which kind of made, and I was trying to give it a chance. I was looking at the comments. Everybody was like, oh, she's getting kidnapped again. Oh, she's getting kidnapped again. Oh, she's getting kidnapped again. And then at first I was like, what you mean? Like, the story just started only like 20 chapters deep. But around chapter 50, bro, she's still getting kidnapped. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like Taken, right? The movie Taken. Except imagine, like, all three movies happening. Like, the daughter just gets taken. He tries to get the daughter, but while he's trying to get the daughter, another group takes the daughter from that group. And then the next movie, he's trying to take the daughter from the other group, and another group takes the daughter from that group, and the next movie, and that's basically what was happening, bro. It was really frustrating. It was really, really frustrating. At some point, I was enjoying it at the start. Like the daughter, you can kind of see her perspective a little bit, and the dad, you can kind of see his perspective a little bit. Although him apologizing like that in front of his daughter was crazy to the people that was basically bullying his daughter, and him kind of being, blinded, not knowing how his daughter's life is because he was so busy working and trying to make a living in a clean way. It kind of all made sense. Excuse me, but it was frustrating to see that shit. I just had to throw that in there a little bit. But yeah, so I think really the battle between, Manager Kim and Guo Gun is complicated because the thing is, we don't really even know if Guo and Gun are at the prime because they're only like 19, right? They're still really young. Like, technically they can become way stronger than they are, right? Because we know, like, Jake and them are 17, and then Daniel should be around 16. Like, the age gaps isn't that crazy between these characters. You know what I'm saying? I think at most Gun and Gu are 20 or 21. Like, at most. You know what I'm saying? So it's still like early days for these guys, really. and they're already so strong, it's ridiculous. And they didn't go to war and train in the military. They just kind of lived life. So I think the potential is probably higher than Manager Kim's, because Manager Kim had this ferocity that kept him, like, he was unwilling to lose type shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, but he wasn't like the most gifted. You know what I'm saying? His partner that died, that he took the agent number from, uh, he was the one that actually was elite like that. You know what I'm saying? So if you put Gun and Goo in that situation in some circumstances as Manager Kim, I think they come out way stronger than Manager Kim, because I think they're just way more talented and way more gifted. So that's why the Prime versus Prime battle is a little bit complicated and more complex. And Manager Kim's moves are kind of meant to incapacitate and kill, really. While Gun and Goo do have killer moves, because again, Goo has that sword, but that's not how they fight. You know what I'm saying? And the problem with Gun and Goo is they could probably learn Manager Kim's move off of seeing it once. You know what I'm saying? They just, because they're both geniuses, like they're both absolute geniuses. I think they're like, I think they'll are they God Dog talented? I think they might be more than God Dog talented. They might be more than Johan talented, to be quite honest, because by the time they were these guys' age, they were already the strongest going. You know what I'm saying? And they had no teachers. They did, but they didn't have like the teachers in the way that, you know, our characters have. You know what I'm saying? So it's really intriguing. I think the battle between Manager Kim versus even Goo or Gun one-on-one is a more complicated battle than I initially anticipated. I thought Manager Kim would just be this overwhelming power in a 1v1. And I don't know, I haven't caught up fully in Manager Kim, so he might be. You know what I'm saying? He might actually be just that guy. At current age, I think they win. I think Goo and Gun one-on-one beat Manager Kim at current age. Just looking at his feet, again, he does have a gun, so he could just shoot them. And he has a license to kill, apparently, so he could just do that. But yeah, that's what I think. I think, but unless his daughter's in danger, then he might get like a fucking Zenkai boost. You know what I mean? You know, these characters be getting Zenkai boosts. But even then, I don't think they beat Goo or Gun. I think Goo and Gun are stronger than every generation. The only person that they're not stronger than is James Lee. I think they're either the same, or James Lee is a little bit stronger, or they might be a little bit stronger. But that's the one thing that's like completely unknown. That's what I think. I think Manager Kim Prime might be the most broken character, maybe. You know what I mean? Possibly. But the problem is, because I haven't seen it yet, it's hard to gauge that. You know what I'm saying? I think as in his prime, he probably 1v1s them. But that's, I think, again, based off of the harsh training that he got. I think, again, if you put Goo and Gun in the same circumstances, they come out even more powerful than Manager Kim. Do you get me? So I think that's where the line kind of is. But I think as the narrative is, I think Prime Manager Kim probably beats them 1-on-1. 2-on-1 might be impossible, because I don't really see anybody beating them 2-on-1. We know that Senu is really, really strong, and he got 1v1 by Goo, who wasn't really taking it serious. And as soon as he got chopsticks in his hand, he won the fight. So that's the kind of thing about Goo. You know what I'm saying? Goo, I don't know, he needs motivation. You know what I'm saying? Gun just doesn't like losing. I don't think Goo really cares about losing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Goo's weird. The Goo's really, really weird. But he also seems like he's never lost either. So, but it's intriguing here because, you know, Manager Kim is also a weapon specialist, right? So I think it's complicated. I think the answer is complicated. I think Prime Manager Kim probably 1v1s both of them. If they both had the same trainings, Goo and Gun win, I think, quite easily. Um, like relatively, you know what I'm saying? Um, and current manager Kim probably loses to them. Um, just because his body is a lot more withered, he's older, been through a lot. Um, yeah, that's what I think. Because the guy he fought, like another disappointing thing about the manager Kim story was that the guy that was like tutored to be like the strongest dude, when he's trying to save his daughter, wasn't even defeated by manager Kim. He was defeated by manager Kim's friend. You know what I'm saying? Um, we definitely already know. I don't know. It was weird. Like, why didn't manager Kim? Why wasn't manager Kim the one to beat him? We wanted to see manager Kim and see how strong he is. I think that would have gave us like a way better gauge on how strong he is. Um, yeah, I don't know. This is kind of a nothing video, right? I'm just talking here. I'm literally, this is all my videos, right? I'm literally just chatting and giving thoughts, but just like, what am I even talking about? But comment down below what you guys think about manager Kim and his scaling in Lucasism. I think he's definitely like in the upper echelon of fighters. His prime version is kind of impossible to gauge. I think all of these old ex-military, ex-assassin guys are gonna be tutored to be OP because I think it's what did they call it? Patriotism. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just patriotism by the writers to kind of say our soldiers and our agents are amazing. You know what I'm saying? Even though we know in real life, an agent or whatever would probably lose to like a professional UFC fighter. You know what I'm saying? But obviously the agent's job would be to assassinate and to attack off guard and to do different type of you know what I mean? They're built for different situations. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Comment down below. It's been your boy Supreme Cheer to God. I'm out.